What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are back to talk about the Captain Britain nonsense that is going on, and if Scopely is in trouble by any means because their actions have been a little bit strange recently, right? And this might be because they are not making as much money as they were expecting, or because their investors are demanding them to make more money than they can usually do. So, or one thing or the other is happening, and I don't know which one it is, but the signs are clearly there. Now, it's summer, and usually in the summer is when they release the next game mode, and this time they did not release a new game mode. We were supposed to get the Battle World. Now the Battle World is delayed for 4 months or so, and because of that we entered on the new MSF meta, and we don't have that new game mode that is like the release of the new meta. In the past we had this with the Scourges, we had this with several different teams, and if you take a look at it, it's quite normal to see this pattern. When Darkhold was released, they were amazing, they were the next meta. Then with Secret Defenders we also had the next meta. You might not have seen that right away, but the Centerpiece Uniques give way more stats for the Secret Defenders, and that was also the beginning of other meta. So every time we have a summer, we usually have a new meta, and every time we have a summer usually, or we have a new game mode, or we have some big introduction in terms of the game mechanics. And this time, once again, we don't have the Battle World, and they were probably expecting some kind of extra revenue from this new game mode, but because it was delayed, once again, the investors or not, or the studio was just expecting more, and maybe they had some commitments that they made and they were not able to fulfill those commitments, and that might be part of what's going on right now. One of the clear signs that you can see is this one right here. We have never seen this in the past, and this is a major deal if you are a spender. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do myself because I actually cannot invest right now on MSF, but for the first time ever, they have never done this before, they are giving you 15% extra ultra cores for your purchases. So that's like a 50% discount. It's not, but you get 50% more credit, and that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. We have never seen this before, so they really want you to spend money on the store, and they really want you to buy these crystals, right? If you are a whale, if you're a kraken, you might even get the massive packs. I don't have access to these because I never bought any of these, but it seems like every time you buy a bigger one, then you unlock the next one. So if I would buy this $500 one, then I would unlock the $1,000, and then they would also make these other things available. But once again, the fact that we have this now available, and we never had anything like this, whether it was for power cores and ultra cores, specifically ultra cores, because it's like ultra cores is like real life money, right? But these are all virtual goods. This is like NFTs, this is like a cryptocurrency or whatever. It's not real, it's just a picture with a value connected to real life currency. So it's not affected by inflation because the items, at least for now, have not devalued in price, but it's definitely an interesting move. Maybe this is because people like Cerebro, people that use it to work for Scopely, they were expecting to buy golden Rolexes for working there, and maybe it's not the case. Maybe it's just not the case, because the expectations that people had from mobile games from years past and what happened with COVID and so on, it gave an illusion that this was like rivers of money, and might not be the case. So the investors might be a little bit disappointing, and they might be squeezing the necks of everyone at Boundless. We'll see. Now, going back to the Captain Britain, I look at the kits on my live stream. I'm very excited for the kit of Shuri. We're going to talk about how Shuri is going to influence Wakanda. The other characters, not so much. It's unfortunate that, once again, Scopely, Boundless are not putting more emphasis into characters rework, especially when you have iconic characters like Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Black Bolt. Of course, these characters should have better reworks when they are released together with their own teams. So whenever Medusa comes to the game, or whatever Fantastic Four or a Power Armor character comes to the game in the future. But it's an in-between phase, and the reworks were fine, but they are too dependent on the latest characters. And I mean, that's okay, but it's not a good thing. Now, who's not dependent on anything is Captain Britain. He is dependent to unlock. You need Shuri at 5 yellow. You need Hank Pym at 5 yellow in order to unlock Captain Britain at 3 yellow, supposedly. This is what the envoys have been saying. Might not be correct. And I don't understand why the envoys are crying, especially, and I'm sad that I have to say this, but especially Dorky Dad, because Captain Britain is exactly what Dorky Dad asked for. Because Dorky Dad said that the developers are retarded, are too stupid, are dumb when they develop a character like a Super Skrull that gets speed bar whenever the allies get negative effects and whenever the enemies get positive effects. So the developers were too stupid, everyone is stupid except him, and he suggested that Scopely should make a character that stops all the speed bar from being obtained. All the speed bar from being obtained. So I'm not sure why he's angry, because this is exactly what he asked for. Because once again, everyone else is too stupid. Everyone else does not know how to counter Super Skrull with different methods. Even with Hawkeye, even from his own mind, with Hawkeye, it's possible to counter Super Skrull. But it's just much better to have this dumb solution to this problem, where you just drop Captain Britain on any team, even a team with end characters, and it's gonna stop the speed bar from all the characters. Negative speed bar, positive speed bar, it doesn't matter, you will stop all of it. And for me, that's the big problem, because we have characters like Cabal that can do something similar, but you need a 3-piece Cabal in order to do this. And what's ridiculous about Captain Britain is that he doesn't need anyone. He can do this all by himself. You see here any limitations? I don't see any limitations over here. So all by himself, he can stop the speed bar of characters like Apocalypse, characters like Morgan Le Fay, Super Skrull, any character, Doctor Doom as well. Any character that gains speed bar, or characters even like Eternals. Eternals cannot rewind the speed bar of this guy because of this ability as well. So all those very popular characters are completely shut down by this one single character that is unrestricted, right? Because once again, he can do this even if there are no Illuminati allies, which compared to Cabal requires a 3-piece. Here it is just him by himself, which is pretty much ridiculous. So once again, I'm not sure why Dorky Daddy is angry about this, because this is exactly the character he asked for. A character that shuts down all the other characters that gain speed bar or that reduce speed bar. Now, does this is going to affect Mephisto? Is Mephisto shafted? No. And Scopely was very smart about how they handle with Mephisto. They gave him, instead of speed bar, they gave him extra speed, right? He gets 666 extra speed, which is absolutely insane. It's 10 times, it's 13 times speed up, and because of that is not affected by this. So for the people that are investing on Dark Dimension 7, Captain Britain is still not going to deny your value on your Mephisto. But what if you put Mephisto together with Captain Britain? Because once again, none of these characters have limitations except the way you unlock them. So that's going to be a situation that it's gonna be troublesome for sure. Now, this all comes down to whale tiers. We talk about whale tiers, we'll talk about it a lot on the videos, we talk about it on the live streams. Whale tiers unfortunately drive this game, because most of the revenue that Scopely is making is from the whales, is from the whales crying or from the whales being happy. They spend so much money in 1 week that you need like 100 other people to compensate that one whale quitting the game, which is a huge deal. And they never recovered from the fact that Tanado Mac Japan quit the game, and he was a huge source of revenue. He was spending up to $10,000 every 2 weeks in the game, and for Scopely that was a major hit. That guy alone was carrying all the golden Rolexes that Cerebro was asking for and so on. So this is definitely a huge deal. Now, there are different ways how Scopely could make more money, or Boundless, or whatever. I'm sure they have licensing deals with Marvel, so I mean, there are many ways you can do money if you really want to. You just have to motivate more your community, but you don't do that. So we'll see what's gonna happen. But in terms of the situation of Captain Britain or not, once again, this is the introduction of the new meta, the meta 5.0 or 6.0 or whatever it is for Marvel Strike Force. So, I mean, if you guys have not been paying attention, this is always happened. It just ended up happening with something that we didn't have for a long time, which is a character being restricted on how it's unlocked, once again requiring Shuri and Hank Pym at 5 stars, both of them, which is going to require you to spend at least $50 for each of them, and then spending some additional power cores on their event and also on their orbs. And then you have this insane character, almost legendary, which is Captain Britain. On top of these speed bar mechanics, he also has other abilities that are really remarkable, which is the stun with trauma, turn 1 with the ultimate, and once again stun with the trauma in Cosmic Crucible on his special. This was something that we used to be very rare, because stun plus trauma is like a very good winning condition, but they really wanted to go balls to the wall again with this character, and what they did. Now, last thing that we have to mention really quick, we don't want to, I'm not gonna go too deep into this topic, this video, but some people are quitting the game because, oh, I'm not gonna lock Captain Britain. Okay, what about all the people that already have Mephisto? Why didn't you quit the game with all these people that have Mephisto? Because if you face someone with Mephisto and you don't have Mephisto, you are probably going to lose right away. And we have seen in the Alliance Wars meta, there were tons of alliances that climbed very high into the trophy meta, into the trophy league, because one single player in their alliance unlocked Mephisto. So it was a huge deal that one Mephisto alone could push so many alliances up into the Alliance Wars meta, because it was instant guaranteed win. And right now we are trying to alleviate that situation because the Mephisto was nerfed and so on. But did you quit the game just because people had Mephisto? No, you didn't. So let's be honest, stop crying. I'm gonna say this, very honest, stop crying about it. If you are on Diamond League, if you are on Platinum League in Cosmic Crucible, you are not facing Mephistos daily, and you are probably not going to face Captain Britain's daily. And this is the way that Scopely motivates people to spend money in the game. At the end of the day, it's not a community for them, it's a business for them. For us, yes, it's a community, for them it's a business. So one way or another, they have to make money. How much money do they have to make? I'm not sure. That's something that we'll never know. But making all this drama that people are going to quit the game and so on because this new character, I highly doubt it. My biggest problem is just if they do to Captain Britain what they did with Black Knight, because Black Knight, they made it almost impossible to get that character, and a few months passed, and now they're giving shards away for free like it's nothing. So yeah, I hope that's not the case with Captain Britain, because this character is really broken, because once again he shuts down super meta characters like Apocalypse, Doctor Doom, Super Skrull, Morgan Le Fay, and so many other characters that gain speed bar, and other characters that reduce speed bar like Eternals, like once again Super Skrull with the special, and so on. And once again, as a reminder, this is exactly what DuArktik had asked for. So I hope he's happy with the developers, because the developers listen to him, and we finally have a character that absolutely shuts down any kind of speed bar manipulation, as long as you have him unlocked, right? And for that, you're gonna require some money, so make sure you open your wallets. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as possible. Just a little bit of honest in this almost July weekend. And once again, let me know in the comments below if you think Scopely is in danger, or Boundless is in danger because of their financial situation, since they are really trying to motivate people to buy more Ultra Cores, just in case you want to unlock that Shuri, Hank Pym, and Captain Britain. Let me know all of that in the comments below. And as always, if you like information on these videos, make sure to share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.